Good afternoon, everybody. We're here with the 14U AA Mustangs coming to you for a doubleheader against the Ohio Prospects. This is the first game of two. We'll play again at 6:30 p.m. today. So we're coming to you from the Alice Noble Ice Arena in Wooster, Ohio. Tonight's game will actually be closer to Cleveland, Ohio. And then tomorrow we're going to be playing the Toledo Cherokees coming to you from near Toledo. So we're traveling all over Ohio today and tomorrow. Lots of hockey coming to you from Ohio. And for all Penn State fans, boo Ohio. So we are just going through our warm-ups. This is a pretty nice rink here. It's a little bit chilly inside, but not too bad. They do have a nice little indoor seating area in the corner there behind that glass. So there's lots of chairs and tables and stuff in there. There were a bunch of kids playing in there earlier, so that's a cool feature they have here. You can also buy hockey sticks here from a vending machine. So over in that corner with the yellow banner, you put in your money for the vending machine and then it opens up a slot for the stick. I have not been over there, so I don't know what the quality or how expensive the sticks are. But if you break a stick, you can get one right away. So the 14U Mustangs will be in their black jerseys. The Ohio Prospects will be in their Carolina blue jerseys. Now, we did play the Ohio Prospects previously in our one tournament. We did come away with a 3-2 win, but I'm sure that they're going to be fighting hard to get back that win, especially on their home territory. So we're going to have to fight hard. It was about a 4-hour drive from the Altoona area, so hopefully everybody's gotten stretched out after that long drive. And anybody that's still in the Altoona area, the 16U Mustangs have their military appreciation games today from Galactic. So they play at 1:30 and 4:30 today, and it looks like they're going to have some basket raffles and 50-50 and a whole bunch of different things going on. So if you're in town looking for something to do, go check out the 16U Mustangs at Galactic for their Military Appreciation Day games. So again, this is the 14U Mustangs against the Ohio Prospects for the first game of a doubleheader, coming to you from the Alice Noble Ice Arena near Wooster, Ohio. And then we'll come back at 6:30 p.m. to a different rink near Cleveland, Ohio. So lots of traveling this weekend. So the Mustangs are coming back to the bench. Looks like we're going to be playing 14-minute periods. So we'll see if it's a minute 30 or 2-minute penalties. It's always fun to get to try to guess that for each game. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And good luck to all the other kids and teams playing this weekend. I know we get lots of people watching from teams all over the state of Pennsylvania, so good luck to everybody. Okay, so it looks like Merrill's going to net on the right. We have Brooks and Wilson back on D. And then we have Baker, Giesman, and Wideline out for offense for the Mustangs to start. And thank you so much to Chad again, who's here doing all the technical behind-the-scenes stuff, making sure everything's coming through, keeping the scoreboard up to date, doing all the replays. So puck drop, dumps into the defensive zone. Wilson will pick this up. Wilson sends it up along the boards, gets it out towards Giesman. Giesman picks this up, brings it into the offensive zone, passes it over to Baker. Baker back towards Giesman. It's broken up by Cross ice pass. Wilson will go back into the corner, sends it up along the boards. Giesman picks up the puck, dumped it back down. Wide line sends it over towards Brooks. Gets picked up by the prospects, who dump it down along the boards, but it bounces off the refs. The prospects do bring it in towards the middle. Giesman breaks that up. Shot deflected high up into the netting. So 13-11 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. We'll have a face off to Merrill's left. Nope, right. So we're going to have Conrad, Knob, Billadu, Downey, and Steer, I think that is. So Conrad deflects that puck momentarily. Knob will pick this up, sends it up along the board. Knob still fighting for that puck, bounces up high. Billadu brings that in. Billadu with a shot and in! So Billadu with that shot, it leaked in right under the pad of right under the blocker of the goalie, just over the pad. So just a little triangle space there that Billadu snuck it in. So that'll put the Mustangs up on the board first. We have 12:50 left in the first period. So we're going to have Billadu, Conrad, Downey, Steer, and Knob out there. So that puck leaks up around the boards. Knob sends it through the neutral zone. The prospects pick it up, pass it D to D. Cross ice pass. Billadu is there to put some pressure. The puck leaks down into the corner behind the net. Shot wide of the net. Downey over along the boards to try to break that up. Puck goes behind the net. Steer picks this up. Cross ice pass towards Conrad and Downey. Downey poke checks it in. Conrad picks this up before he goes down. The prospects hit it out towards the boards. Cross ice pass hard and to the side, and that'll be icing. So we have 12-11 left in the first period, 0, but it should be 1-0. So we have Lugar, Eichfeld, Sheehan, Brooks, and Wilson. So Eichfeld with the face-off goes behind the net. Eichfeld over towards Sheehan. Sheehan back to Eichfeld. Eichfeld backhanded shot, bounced off the post. Prospects hit this up. Brooks keeps it on the blue line. Dumps it down towards Eichfeld and Lugar. Lugar sticking with that puck, gets it to Eichfeld. Eichfeld tries to get a backhand shot off, deflected. I think that was Sheehan that was in there trying to get to that puck. Brooks keeps that puck along the blue line, dumps it down towards Lugar. Lugar, Sheehan keeping it along the blue line, dumps down to the opposite wall. Centering pass by the prospects who bring it through the neutral zone. The prospects with a high flying puck over the net. The prospects try to get in, broken up by Wilson. Sheehan up towards Lugar. Lugar fighting to get to this puck. Cross ice pass by the prospects. Eichfeld is there to break it up. Lugar with a shot down into the corner. Williams will pick up this puck before it gets broken up by the prospects. More over along the boards. More centering it, deflected by the prospects who send it up. Steer will go back to pick up this puck. Steer along the boards. Cross ice pass towards Williams. Unfortunately, gets broken up by the prospect shot. Williams keeps that puck out, dumps it up towards the blue line. It does leak out into the neutral zone. Wenzel trying to get to that puck, broken up momentarily by Knob before the prospects get it back in. Prospects with a shot, saved by Merrill. So we have 10:34 left in the first period. Chad. It should be 1-0, right? Okay. So the scoreboard still says 0-0, but it should be 1-0. Yeah, so Baker with this puck along the boards. Unfortunately, Baker and Giesman run into each other. The prospects will pick this up. Baker towards the middle. Shot saved by the goalie. Giesman towards the middle. The prospects do get this out. Good job by Wyline to put some back checking. Brooks into the corner. Brooks still fighting for this puck. The prospects have it out. Wilson gets that over to the corner. Dump it down. Wilson tries to break that up along with Giesman. Puck up towards the middle. Baker breaks up that play, gets it towards wide line. Wide line over towards Baker, unfortunately just a little bit off. Baker putting good pressure along the puck back into the zone, not out to the corner. Good job by Baker to break up that play. Downey comes in hard to get to that puck. There's going to be a penalty. Williams will go back to collect, and that'll be for that penalty on Downey. So Downey with a cross-checking penalty. He'll go to the box. We'll see how long in for. The scoreboard fixed. We'll have a face off to the left of Merrill. Looks like we're going to have Billadou, Knob, and Conrad out there for our penalty kill, and it looks like it's a minute 30 penalty kill. So Billadou with the face off, the blue line. It leaks out, so they will have to cross ice pass. Do momentarily. Prospects bring it in. The goalie will leave it for their player. Conrad with pressure in front of the net. Cross ice pass by the prospects. Billadou putting pressure before it's a cross ice pass again through the neutral zone. Prospects with a shot saved by Merrill. So hard shot, good save by Merrill there. 55 seconds left on our penalty kill. So we have Steer, Eichfeld, Lugar, and I think Wilson out there. So Steer hits this up along the boards, leaks out. Eichfeld in pursuit of this puck. Eichfeld will pick it up. Eichfeld with a shot. Good shot, good save by the goalie. So 8:41 left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. 46 seconds left on our penalty kill. Face off to the right of the goalie. Eichfeld and Lugar shot by Steer, broken up by the prospects. Prospects have it along the board. Tried to get a cross ice pass, but didn't get it out. Eichfeld tries to keep it in, but it bounces out. Lugar putting pressure along that puck. Lugar brings it in before he gets hit. Eichfeld trying to get to that puck. So it looks like we're going to get an interference penalty against the prospects. So they'll go to the box for a minute 30. We still have 28 seconds left on our penalty. So we'll be off 4-on-4 for 28 seconds, and then we'll have a power play for a minute 2. So we have Moore, Williams, Sheehan, and I think that's Brooks out there. So Sheehan behind the net, backhanded shot, just off of that goalie's pads. Moore over along the board, sends it back to Williams. Williams keeps that puck in momentarily before the prospects get it out and down. Brooks will go back, but that'll be icing. So 8:04 left in the first period. Mustangs are ahead 1-0. We have 10 seconds left on our penalty. A minute 13 on the prospects penalty. Billadou, Eichfeld, Steer, and one more. Wenzel. So Eichfeld will take the face off. Goes over towards the wall. Eichfeld picks it up. Eichfeld tries to get around, poke checked out to the wall by the prospects. The prospects send it up. Wenzel's there along the line, but it bounces out. Billadou up towards Wenzel before the prospects dump it down into the corner. Steer takes it behind the net, changes directions. Steer still fighting for this puck, sends it behind the net. Wenzel will go over along the near boards. Wenzel hits this puck hard out into the neutral zone. Eichfeld picks it up. We are back to full strength. Downey fighting for the puck along the board. Still 39 seconds on our power play. Downey over towards Steer. Steer to Eichfeld and Bilodeau. Shot deflected. Giesman up at the point, sends it down towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld and Bilodeau try to. Giesman will go back to pick this up. Downey shot off of the. Bilodeau picks this up, sends it over towards Downey. Downey back to Bilodeau. Bilodeau to Eichfeld. Eichfeld and in. Passing between Bilodeau and Downey, and then so that they'll put the Mustangs up 2-0. There was 3 seconds left on the penalty, so that'll get them out of the box, and we'll be back to full strength. We have 6:55 left in the first period. So we're going to have Baker, Giesman, wide line, Knob, and Steer. Baker sends that puck up. The prospects bounce it off of their skates. Wide line keeps that in, gets it to Baker. But that'll be high sticking, I think. So Steer and Knob back on D, wide line, Giesman and Baker out on offense, face off at the far dot. Puck leaks along the boards, wide line and Giesman fighting for that puck, leaks back towards Knob. The prospects come up with it. Prospects bring it into the zone. Good job by Steer and Knob to break up that play. Knob sends it hard behind the net over along the near boards. Giesman poke checks it out to Baker. Baker through the neutral zone. Baker into the middle. Baker with a shot saved by the goalie. Wide line tries to get to this puck. Wide line still fighting for this puck along the boards. Wide line and Baker and assistance. The puck leaks towards the goalie or towards the ref. Prospects hit it up, but Brooks keeps it in. Brooks with a shot off of the prospects. Baker over along the boards. Puck goes behind the net. Wide line tries to change directions. Wide line still fighting for this puck along the boards. Baker comes in to break up that play. Or sorry, that was, I think, Giesman that came in, sorry. So the prospects bring it in through the neutral zone. Broken up by Wilson momentarily. Shot off of the post. So Wilson trying to break up this play along the boards. The prospects have it. Shot gets deflected over to the corner. Brooks picks up this puck, tries to change directions. Brooks will bring this puck out and into the neutral zone. Brooks dumps it down after he gains the red line. The prospects bring it behind the net. Good pressure by Downey. Conrad coming in to put pressure as well. The puck leaks up. Brooks keeps it in, passes it towards Conrad and Downey. The prospects get it into the neutral zone along the boards. By Knob. The puck leaks up and then goes back to the dot. Knob sends it up towards Bilodeau along the far wall. Bilodeau towards Downey, but it gets broken up by the prospects. The puck is bouncing. Conrad back to Steer. Steer over towards Downey. Prospects get this into the neutral zone. Knob is there to keep it right along the blue line. Bilodeau over towards Conrad. Conrad towards Downey. Downey tried to get a slap shot, but the prospect player was right there. Tried to do a centering pass, gets broken up by the prospects. Knob back to Steer. Steer over to Knob. Knob up towards Bilodeau. Bilodeau to Downey. Downey around to Bilodeau. Bilodeau tries to get it back to Downey. The prospects send that up. Zoldi is in as well. No icing, so Knob will have to pick this up. Sends it to Steer. Steer around the boards to Bilodeau. Bilodeau behind the net. Bilodeau around that player. Bilodeau sends it up into the neutral zone. Bilodeau tries to poke check that back out. Downey gets this puck up along the boards. Downey with some speed. Downey in, shot by the goalie. Zoltan putting pressure on the puck. Williams with a back check. Brooks will pick this up, sends it cross ice to Moore. Moore around that player and into the offensive zone. Moore gets hung up on that stick. The prospects hit it along the boards. Eichfeld is there, dumps it down behind the net. Williams will go collect this over along the far boards. Prospects out into the neutral zone. The prospects will get to it, shot off of Merrill's pad. Moore up along the boards. Wilson gets it into the neutral zone up towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld keeps that puck in. Moore keeps that puck in. Prospects do finally get it out into the neutral zone, bring it into the offensive zone. Brooks putting pressure along that puck. Eichfeld with a hit to break up that play as well. Sheehan brings us into the neutral zone. Sheehan went down with that puck. Sheehan and Eichfeld fighting to get to this puck. Knob keeps that in, gets it to Sheehan. The prospects hit the puck out into the neutral zone. Knob will steer behind the net to Knob. Knob regrouping, broken up momentarily by the prospects, but Knob picks it back up. Knob dumps it down. The goalie will go back behind the net to play it. The puck leaks up along the boards. Eichfeld tries to put a hit to break up the play. Steer towards Giesman. Giesman with a shot, saved by the goalie. Steer in with the rebound and in. So a good shot by Giesman. Got the goalie off of balance and a goal by Steer. So that'll put the Mustangs up 3-0. So some great pressure by the Mustangs in this first period. Wide line putting pressure, comes up with that puck. Wide line still sticking with that puck, gets it over towards Giesman. Giesman with a shot saved by the goalie. Puck leaks up, Knob keeps it in. Knob keeps that in again. Knob tries to get it center broken up. Wide line dumps it down towards the corner. The prospects take it behind the net. Prospects centering, pass. Knob has to regroup in the neutral zone. Knob over to Baker. Baker dumps it down, bounces, and the goalie will have to cover it. So 57.61 seconds left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 3-1. So we're going to have Downey, Conrad, Bilodeau, Brooks, and Williams. So the prospects pick up this puck, take it behind the net. Prospects have some speed through the neutral zone. Good job by Downey to break up that play. Brooks behind the net, sends it hard up along the boards. It leaks out into the neutral zone. Bilodeau with some pressure. Cross-ice pass by the prospects, who bounce it off of there. Conrad dumps it down to Williams. Williams with a shot saved by the goalie. Conrad will go into the corner to collect. Conrad centers it. Gets broken up by the prospects. Brooks keeps it in at the blue line. Bilodeau over to Downey, who gloves it down. Downey with a shot over the net. Bilodeau dumps it down towards Conrad along the boards. Conrad still fighting for this puck. Brooks fighting for the puck along with Bilodeau. Comes away with it, passes it to Downey. Downey towards the middle, but it gets broken up. Bilodeau's there, shot saved by the goalie, and that'll be the end of the period. So he has to do something. We'll go to intermission and we'll mute you for a minute. Okay, we are back to start the second period. So we were trying to get you better resolution for better kind of screen playing, but it looks like the live version resolution was skipping a little bit, so I do apologize about that. Chad was over there trying to bump it back down, so hopefully we'll still get some good resolution for the playback, but better resolution for live. So Steer picks up this puck, sends it up along the board. Zoldi, and to put some pressure more along that boards as well. Goes back towards Knob, and there's going to be a penalty. So it looks like we're going to get a tripping penalty against Steer. So Steer will go to the box for a minute 30. The Mustangs are ahead 3-0, 13:44 left in the second period. We'll face off to the right of Merrill. We'll have Lugar, Eichfeld, Wilson, and that might be Brooks out there. So Eichfeld with the face-off goes to the prospects at the point. The prospects dump it behind the net. Brooks trying to get that puck out, still staying behind the net. Brooks picks up this puck. Brooks with some speed through the neutral zone. Brooks dumps it down after he gains the red line. The puck goes behind the net. The prospects pick this up. Eichfeld breaks up that play momentarily. Brooks putting some good pressure along that puck. The prospects do pick that up. Good back check by Eichfeld. Lugar breaks up that play as well. Eichfeld picks up the puck in the neutral zone. Eichfeld brings it in. Stutter steps. Eichfeld with a shot as the Mustangs are going on to change. Lugar dumps that down behind the net. Eichfeld still sticking with that puck. The prospects cross ice pass. We have Williams and Knob back on D now. Knob breaks up that play, dumps it down. Lugar picks it up in the neutral zone. Prospects hit it towards Williams, who hits it up along the boards. So 27 seconds left in our penalty kill. The prospects with this puck in the neutral zone. Williams breaks up that play, gets it up towards Downey in the neutral zone. Downey with some speed. Downey along the boards gets broken up by the prospects. Puck is hit hard up along the boards. Knob will collect. Gets it over towards Downey. Downey dumps it down. Sheehan will go to the corner to try to pick it up. Prospects hit this puck up and into the neutral zone. We are back to full strength. Knob hits this puck up high. It was gloved by Downey. Conrad picks this up. Conrad with a shot blocked by the prospects. Bildu tries to get the rebound, but the prospects pick this up. Bildu with some pressure along that puck. Breaking up that puck momentarily. Still fighting for this puck. Bildu does come away with it. Passes it to Downey. Downey trying to get it into the middle. Conrad will pick up his puck. Centers it towards Bildu. Bildu with a shot and in. So the pass from Conrad to Bildu. Bildu with that top corner shot and in. So that'll put the Mustangs up 4-0. 11:30 left in the second period. So we're going to have Bildu, Downey, Conrad, Wilson, and Brooks. So the prospects will pick this up, dump it high into the neutral zone. Brooks picks this up, tries to get it over to Wilson, but the prospects pick this up. Shot saved by Merrill. Good job by Merrill there. Conrad back towards Brooks, but it gets broken up. Prospects center it. Thankfully, nobody was there. Biladu picks this up, gets it towards Downey. Downey gets around that player. So Downey has one man to beat. Downey with a shot. Good save by the goalie. Good attempt there. Good save. So 11:03 left in the second period. So we have wide line, Baker, Giesman, Steer, and Knob out for the Mustangs on face-off to the right of the goalie. So Giesman fighting for this puck along with Baker. The prospects cross-ice pass broken up by wide line. Knob with a hit. Unfortunately, there's going to be a penalty. So Knob will be going to the box for 1:30. For cross-checking. So we have 10:47 left in the second period. We're going on a penalty kill for 2 minutes, or for 1:30. Giesman, wide line, Giesman, Baker, Brooks, and Wilson, I think. Sorry, these black jerseys are hard for me to sometimes see through the netting. Who's out there? So Wilson trying to get to the puck in the corner. Prospects bringing it around behind the net. Prospects to the circle, up to the point. Back down towards the circle, to the middle. Prospects bringing behind the net. Prospects up to the point. Shot, saved by Merrill. So 1:09 left in the penalty kill. 10:25 left in the second period. Mustangs are still ahead 4-0. Giesman, Baker, Steer, and Williams. Giesman over to Williams. Williams hits this puck hard out into the neutral zone. Prospects D-to-D pass. Prospects cross ice pass tipped in. Steer will collect. Steer sends it up towards Baker, but it gets picked off by the Prospects. Centering pass broken up by Steer. Steer and Williams still fighting for that puck, saved by Merrill. Shot by the Prospects behind the net, over behind the red line. Try to get it up, broken up by Steer. Shot, deflected out by Williams. The Prospects keep it in, dump it down behind the net. Steer hits this puck up along the boards. Giesman gets this out into the neutral zone. Giesman gets it around that player. Giesman over towards the corner. The Prospects hit up along the boards. Williams keeps it in, gets it to Baker. Baker dumps it down towards Giesman. Unfortunately, that puck leaks out into the neutral zone. Williams will get to this puck, hits it along the boards. Prospects dump it down. We have 8 seconds left on our penalty kill. Cross ice pass by Williams towards Baker and Giesman. Giesman, hard shot after we gain the red line. Baker will go into the corner. We are back to full strength. Moore comes in to break up that play along with Wenzel. The puck leaks along the boards. Baker along the boards along with Wenzel. Puck leaks out into the middle. Prospects have it into the neutral zone. Prospects with a shot, saved by Merrill. So looks like there's going to be a delayed penalty against Baker for interference. So along the bench there where we couldn't really see much, it looks like they called Baker for interference. So he'll go to the box for 1:30, so we'll go back on a penalty kill. We have Wilson, Brooks, Zoldi, and Moore on a face-off to Merrill's right. 8:49 left in the second period. The Prospects come up with it, send it to the point. Prospects with a shot. Unfortunately, that bounced in. So hard shot, bounced off of Merrill's pads and in. So that'll put the Prospects up on the board, get Baker out of the box. So Zoldi, Moore, Wenzel, Wilson, and Brooks. So Moore with the face-off. The Prospects hit it along the boards. Wilson hitting up towards Zoldi. Wilson back to Brooks. Brooks sends it up towards Zoldi. The Prospects keep it in. Brooks going into the corner to try to pick up this play. Prospects hit that up, keep it in at the point. Prospects with a shot, deflected, saved by Merrill. The puck leaks out along the board. Zoldi tries to break that up. Zoldi putting some pressure. Crossing pass by the Prospects, leaking out into the neutral zone. Wenzel putting pressure along that puck. Moore comes in to try to break up that play. Wilson hits that puck up over towards Zoldi. Zoldi along the boards. Still fighting for that puck along the boards. Brooks picks it up, cross ice pass to Wilson. Wilson with a shot, saved by the goalie. Eichfeld will go to try to collect this puck. Eichfeld sends it around behind the net. Steer back to Eichfeld. Eichfeld around those players into the neutral zone. Eichfeld brings it into the offensive zone. Eichfeld with a shot. Deflected wide. Lugar sends it back behind the net. Eichfeld tries to get it centered. The prospects pick this up. Dump it out into the neutral zone. Knob comes in to try to break up that play. Lugar dumps it down. Williams will go behind the net. Williams breaks out that play, gets it to Lugar. Lugar over towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld goes down. Knob along the boards. Knob with a shot, bounced off of the prospects player. Eichfeld fighting for this puck along the boards. Knob keeps it in, dumps it back down. Prospects hit this hard up. Prospects have some speed. Steer with a nice poke check out to the boards. Good job by Steer on defense. Steer sends it towards Knob. Behind the net, Prospects try to... So Prospects with a wraparound save by Merrill, and then the rebound in for a goal. So that'll put the Prospects up on the board for another one. But the Mustangs are still winning 4-2. 6:41 left in the second period. We have Bildu, Conrad, Downey, Brooks, and Knob. So Bildu comes up with this face-off. Bildu into the zone, shot saved by the goalie. So we'll keep that same crew out there. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. So Downey back towards Conrad. Conrad to Brooks. Brooks sends it along behind the net. Downey behind the net trying to break up that play. The Prospects get it along the far boards. Prospects into the neutral zone. Prospects bring it in, try to get it centered, goes off a bunch of skates. Biladu picks this up, centering. Prospects keep it in, picked up by Brooks, and that'll be offsides. So 6:12 left in the second period. The Mustangs are ahead 4-2. So we have Biladu, Downey, Conrad, Knob, and Brooks. Downey with the face-off picked up by the Prospects. Biladu hits us up along the boards. Downey sticking with that puck, but the Prospects get into the neutral zone. Prospects bring it in. Poke checked by Brooks. Prospects have it behind the net. Prospects up along the boards. Picked up by Downey. Downey has some speed through the neutral zone. Downey around, backhanded shot behind the net. Downey up at the blue line, passes it to Wilson. Wilson over towards Steer. Steer towards the middle to Downey. Downey with the backhanded shot, saved by the goalie. Prospects have it along the boards, broken up by Biladu. Conrad picks this up in the neutral zone, sends it back to Wilson. Wilson around that player. Wilson up along the boards, dumps it down. Wilson still fighting to get to this puck. The Prospects have it. Cross ice pass. Downey has it in the neutral zone. Has to regroup while the Mustangs get back on sides. Downey brings it into the offensive zone. He gets hung up along the boards. Biladu trying to get to this puck. The Prospects have it and get it out into the neutral zone. Brooks with a hit to break up that play. The puck leaks behind the net. Steer will pick this up. Steer sends it up to Downey. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much. The goalie sheds it to the right. Downey gets hit into the boards. Steer comes in to pick up the puck. Steer goes down. Wide line, trying to get to that puck along the boards. Steer comes up with the puck, centers it to Giesman. Giesman with a shot blocked by the Prospects. Downey into the corner to try to get to this puck. Prospects hit it up along the boards. Giesman picks this up. Giesman with a shot, saved by the goalie. Downey behind the net. Downey centers it, picked off by the Prospects. Giesman poke checks that back in. Giesman keeping it. behind the net. Giesman back up to Steer at the point. Steer with a shot, saved by the goalie. Prospects hit that puck along the boards. Giesman picks it up. Unfortunately, the Prospects coach check it out. They have some speed. Giesman and the Prospects player. Good job by Brooks with a back check and saved by Merrill. So Giesman and Brooks putting some good pressure along that puck and saved by Merrill. 3:52 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 4-2. We'll have a face-off to the right of Merrill. Wide line Baker, Giesman, Knob, and Wilson. So the face-off goes to the Prospects, up to the point, shot, saved by Merrill. Wide line hits it behind the net. Baker will pick up this puck. Baker into the neutral zone towards Giesman. Giesman to wide line. Wide line back to Giesman. Giesman back to wide line. Back to Giesman. It looks like we're playing tennis here. Back and forth between Giesman and wide line. The puck does leak out into the neutral zone. Knob will go back to pick this up. Knob up towards Giesman. Giesman to Baker in the neutral zone. Poke check by the Prospects. Prospects hit along the near boards. The puck does get sent down hard along the boards. Prospects have to regroup in the neutral zone. Broken up by Wilson and Baker. Wilson hits that puck into the offensive zone. Giesman putting some pressure while the Mustangs do a change. Wilson sends it towards Moore, but it gets picked off by the Prospects. Giesman's there to pick it off. Poke check by the Prospects. Baker keeps it in, but unfortunately that'll be offsides. So 2:38 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still winning 4-2. We're going to have Williams, Steer, Moore, Brooks, and Zoldi. So Moore at the face-off. Puck is still kind of hanging out there. Shot by Zoldi, blocked by the Prospects. Zoldi still fighting for that puck along the boards. Williams comes in to break up that play momentarily. The Prospects have it in the neutral zone. Prospects bring it in. Shot deflected wide of the net. Williams with the puck gets picked off by the Prospects. Brooks will go behind the net, gets it to Moore. Moore center to Steer. Steer up into the neutral zone. The Prospects will regroup and dump it down. Steer gloves it down. Steer towards Zoldi. Prospects dump it. Oh, good job by Zoldi and Williams to break up that play, but the puck does leak into our defensive zone. Broken up and saved by Merrill. So 1:46 left in the second period. Mustangs are ahead 4-2. We're going to have a face-off to the right of Merrill. Knob, Biladu, Wenzel, Eichfeld, and Lugar. So Eichfeld with a face-off, still sitting along the dot. Eichfeld comes away with it. Eichfeld into the neutral zone. Eichfeld dumps it down. Eichfeld behind the net. The puck does leak behind. Lugar trying to get to the puck before the Prospects change directions. Eichfeld centers it, but unfortunately we don't have anybody there. Wilson will pick this up. Wilson dumps it along the boards. Lugar breaks it up in the middle. Wenzel will try to get to this puck. Wenzel keeps that puck in along the boards momentarily. The puck does leak out. Knob holds it for the Mustangs to get back on sides. Passes it over to Lugar. Lugar dumps it down. He'll go on a change. The Prospects have it in the middle. Bring it into the neutral zone. The Prospects have some speed. Knob putting pressure along the puck. Centering pass saved by Merrill. Still fighting for that puck behind the net. Eichfeld and Wilson trying to get it, centering pass. Thankfully, they didn't have anybody there. Wenzel hits that puck high out into the neutral zone. Downey with some speed. The Prospects have it in the neutral zone with some speed. Pass it towards the middle, broken up by Conrad. Wilson will go behind the net. Prospects hit it along the boards. Prospects keep it in and dump it back down. Prospects gets broken up by Wilson, who sends it hard out, and that'll be icing. So we have 11.3 seconds left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 4-2. Downey, Steer, Conrad, Williams, and Billadou on face-off to the right of Merrill. So Downey with a face-off. The puck goes to Merrill. Merrill sheds it to the right. Bouncing puck off of the netting. So 6.6 seconds left. Face-off goes back to Steer. Steer hits this puck up along the boards. Downey hits that puck out into the neutral zone, and that'll be the end of the second period. So at the end of the second period, the Mustangs are ahead 4-2. Thank you everybody for watching. This is game one of a doubleheader against the Ohio Prospects. Our next game will be at 6:30 p.m. tonight. And once we're done here, we're going to head over towards Cleveland because our next game will be in a rink over near Cleveland. I think it might be Lakewood, if I can remember correctly. And then we'll have two games tomorrow against the Toledo Cherokee at 11:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. near Toledo. So driving all over Ohio today. Thank you everybody for joining us. And good luck to everybody that's playing today and tomorrow. The 16U Mustangs are at home at Galactic, and it's their military appreciation day. So I think they have some basket raffles and some 50-50. So if you're looking for something to do, their game was at 1:30 as well. And then I think they have another one at 4:30 if you're looking for something to do in the Altoona area. So it looks like we're just about ready to start the third period. Merrill's going to the net on our right. We're going to have Downey, Billadou, Conrad, Steer, and Williams. So Downey with the face-off. Williams hits it hard along the boards. The Prospects pick this up, send it D to D. Bounces off the ref's feet, stays in the zone. Downey over towards Conrad. Conrad back to Billadou. Billadou tries to get a shot off, but it's broken up. Puck leaks out. Williams does a good job trying to keep that in. Unfortunately, it does bounce out. We get back on sides. The Prospects have this in the neutral zone, broken up by Conrad. Conrad dumps it down. The Prospects pick it up behind the net, up along the far boards. Good job by Billadou to poke check that in. Conrad breaks out that play to keep it in the offensive zone. Conrad still fighting for this puck. Goes to Downey. Downey with a shot over the net. Williams at the blue line keeps it in and dumps it down. The Billadou keeps it in momentarily before the Prospects get it out. Prospects have it into the neutral zone. Steer will collect this. Regroup, sends it to Downey, who dumps it down. Giesman comes in hard to try to get to that puck, but the Prospects send it cross ice. Prospects dump it down behind the net. Williams will pick this up. Williams hits it hard up along the boards to Downey. Downey dumps it down. The goalie will play this behind the net. Cross ice pass by the Prospects. The Prospects dump it down, bounces off of Brooks. Puck is still kind of bouncing around there. Brooks will pick this up, sends it up towards Baker. Prospects pick it up in the neutral zone and dump it down behind the net. Knob will pick this up, changes directions to Brooks. Brooks will pick this up, gets it out into the neutral zone. Prospects have to regroup. Steer sends that to wide line to Baker. Baker into the middle. Baker trying to get a shot broken up by the prospects. Knob will go along the boards to try to pick up this puck, sends it up before the prospects collect it again. The puck gets dumped down for Knob to collect in the corner. Knob has a little bit of speed and gets it around that player. Knob through the neutral zone, dumps it for Baker. Baker with a shot saved by the goalie. The prospects hit this puck up along the boards. Knob is there, dumps it down towards Giesman. The prospects have it behind the net, hit by wide line before the prospects get it out. Eichfeld over towards Brooks. Brooks dumps it down, bounces off of a prospects player. The goalie leaves it for their player. Prospects hit up along the boards. Wilson with a hit to break up that play. Brooks tries to break up that play, but the prospects come away with that shot. So breakaway shot and goal. So unfortunately, the prospects got a breakaway and a goal. So the Mustangs are still winning, but now the deficit is only 1. So 4-3 left. Or the Mustangs are ahead 4-3, 10:56 left in the third period. Lugar, Eichfeld, Sheehan, Wilson, and Steer. So changing our face-off, Lugar will take off face-off. Lugar gets it into the offensive zone. The goalie sheds it over. Lugar with a shot, saved by the goalie. So we'll have a face-off to the right of the goalie. Eichfeld with the face-off goes to Steer. Steer centers it. Wilson dumps it in, shot, saved by the goalie. Lugar trying to get to this puck. Prospects get it out into the neutral zone. Steer sends this up, but it bounces off the player's shot, wide of the net. Steer picks it up, sends it around to Sheehan. Sheehan towards the middle. Lugar will pick up this puck, dumps it down towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld still trying to stick with this puck. Steer along the boards. Steer fighting for the puck along with Sheehan. Sheehan gets away with it, tries to get it centered, but it's broken up by the prospects. Lugar sends it up to Wilson at the point. Wilson dumps it down towards Lugar. Lugar centers it, bounces off of the post. Sheehan with the puck sends it behind the net. Eichfeld to pick this up. Eichfeld with a shot, saved by the goalie. Rebound, saved by the goalie. Steer with the puck, centers it. Another shot, and in. So I have no idea who actually hit that puck in, but good job by the Mustangs to stick with that bouncing puck. Lots of shots and rebounds. It looks like Lugar's coming to the front of the line, so it might have been a goal by Lugar. Like I said, unfortunately, I couldn't see because there were so many bodies in front of the net, but great job by the Mustangs to stick with it. So 5-3 now in favor of the Mustangs, 9:33 left in the third period. So we have Moore, Zoldi, Wenzel, Knob, and Brooks. Knob fighting to get to this puck. Prospects send it behind the net. Brooks is there to pick it up. Brooks over towards Knob. Prospects send it behind the net again. Brooks picks up this puck along the boards. Brooks behind the net, changes direction, sends it to Moore along the boards. Moore looking up, cross-ice pass towards Wenzel. Wenzel chips it down. Prospects do pick this up, bouncing puck towards Knob. Knob with a big hit there. Shot over the net. Knob towards the middle. Brooks picks this up. Brooks over to Moore. Moore through the neutral zone. Moore into the offensive zone. Moore looking to center, bounces off of the prospects. Wilson tries to keep that in, but it just gets to the neutral zone. Wilson to Williams. Williams up towards Moore. The prospects come up with it. Williams into the corner. Williams sends this up towards Downey, but a little bit too much on that, and that'll be icing. So 8:23 left in the third period. Mustangs are ahead 5-3. Will face off to the right of Merrill. Bildu, Downey, Conrad, Williams, and Wilson. So Downey with the face-off goes to the corner. Wilson picks this up before he gets hit. Williams hits that up along the boards, and that'll be a penalty. So the prospects are going to the box for a minute 30. So the refs are talking. Looks like they're trying to put one of our players in the box too. But they were calling 18 black, which I don't know what was. Oh, I guess for slashing. Okay, so Danny's going to go to the box 2. So it looks like the prospects player is going to the box for the hits. Downey's going to the box for slashing. It's going to be offsetting penalties, so it'll be 5-on-5. Okay, so I'm not sure. So it's 5-on-5 offsetting penalties, but we're having the face-off down in our defensive zone. So face-off to the right of Merrill, Lugar, Sheehan, Eichfeld, Brooks, and Knob. So the prospects come up with it. Prospects dump it back along the wall. Sheehan poke checks that momentarily. Prospects have it in the middle, saved by Merrill and covered. So 8:01 left in the first, 8:01 left in the third period. Mustangs are ahead 5-3. Sorry, we got up super early this morning to drive, so my brain is a little bit tired. So Knob will pick up this puck, hits it up towards Lugar. Lugar has it in the neutral zone, sends it over towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld tips it in. The goalie will play it, hits it along the boards. Lugar comes in, dumps it behind the net. Sheehan will go try to collect before the prospects hit it up. Eichfeld keeps it in momentarily. Knob at the blue line keeps it in, sends it back down. Sheehan over into the corner. Eichfeld along the boards. Goes back towards Sheehan and Eichfeld. Eichfeld comes up with it along the boards, into the middle. Eichfeld with a shot deflected high. Lugar dumps it behind the net again. Sheehan will go over into the corner. Sheehan up to Brooks at the point with a slap shot, deflected by Lugar, saved by the goalie. So 7:22 left in the third period. The Mustangs are ahead 5-3. So we have Giesman, Wideline, Baker, Steer, and Wilson out for the Mustangs on the face-off to the right of the goalie. So Giesman with a face-off goes towards the middle. Wideline tries to get a shot off, deflected by the prospects. The prospects have it behind the net. The prospects have some speed into the neutral zone. Prospects bring it in. Shot. Nice glove save by Merrill. So shot, glove save by Merrill. 7:06 left in the third period. Well, face off to the left of Merrill. Giesman, wide line, Baker, Steer, and Wilson. So Steer picks up this puck, changes directions, hits it up along the boards towards Baker. Baker's still fighting for that puck. Giesman gets it out into the neutral zone. The prospects do dump it down. Steer picks it up behind the net. Steer with a hard bouncing puck. Unfortunately, the prospects do keep it in momentarily. Baker to wide line with some speed. Wide line to Baker, Baker to Giesman. The prospects do get that up. The prospects have a 2-on-1 breakaway. Steer back on D. Prospects with a shot deflected by Steer and Merrill. So the puck does leak out. Good job by Steer on that 2-on-1 breakaway. Centering pass. The prospects bring it into the offensive zone. Steer back on D again to break that up. Pass behind the net. The prospects have it in the corner. Dump it up towards the point. Prospects dump it towards the middle. Bilodeau picks this up, gets it to Baker. Baker through the neutral zone. Unfortunately, Baker goes down with a prospects player on his back. Conrad in putting pressure along that puck. The prospects dump it down behind the net. Bounces off the wall. The prospects pick this up. Prospects up to the point. Point to point pass by the prospects. Shot, saved by Merrill. Prospects with another shot, stick saved by Merrill. Conrad gets that up to Bilodeau in the neutral zone. Bilodeau to Williams. Williams gets it around that player. Poke check by the prospects. Bilodeau with the centering pass. Conrad over along the wall to try to get to this puck. Conrad still fighting to get to this puck. Conrad in the circle dumps it down to Williams. Williams with a shot high over the net. And then it bounced off the netting. So 5:08 left in the third period. The Mustangs are ahead 5-3. So we're going to have Zoldi, Moore, Wenzel, Brooks, and Knob on a faceoff to the right of the goalie. Zoldi tries to get a shot off, broken up by the prospects. Zoldi gets back to the puck again. Prospects bring it behind the net into the neutral zone. Knob picks this up, dumps it towards the zone. Moore breaks that up momentarily. Knob breaks that up, gets it towards Moore. Moore still fighting for this puck along the boards. Knob to Zoldi in the middle. Broken up by the prospects. Brooks comes in there to try to break it up. Moore comes away with the puck. Moore around that player into the neutral zone. Moore brings it into the offensive zone. Moore centering past Zoldi, tries to get a shot off, but it's broken up by the prospects. The prospects bring it into the neutral zone. Knob back on D. The prospects take it behind the net into the corner. The prospects wrap it around to the middle, to the dot. The prospects player is just kind of skating around there. Pass it up to the point, but it leaked out. Wenzel in pursuit. The goalie came really far out to play that puck. The prospects have some speed with that. Eichfeld tries to break that up. The prospects dump it down after they gain the red line. Wilson will go back to collect. Brings it behind the net. Wilson hits it up along the boards towards Sheehan. Sheehan fighting for the puck. The prospects come away with it. Center, it bounces off of Williams. Prospects from the point. Williams kicks it out to the corner. So Eichfeld's going to go to the box. For interference. So Eichfeld will go to the box for a minute 30 for interference. So we'll be on a penalty kill. There's 3:38 left in the third period. We have Downey, Wilson, and Steer on a faceoff to the left of Merrill. So the puck leads to the near boards. Prospects try to center, bounces off of Downey. Downey towards Wilson. Wilson still fighting for this puck. Downey back to Wilson. Wilson on the boards, but the prospects have it, send it behind the net again. Prospects out to the red circle, up to the point. Slap shot. Nice job by Lugar to block that puck. Wilson trying to fight to keep that puck out of there. Wilson's still fighting for this puck. The prospects hit it, but Downey comes away with it. Downey centers it towards Lugar. Unfortunately, that puck stays in, and the prospects dump it down. Steer behind the net. Steer hits that puck up, but it bounces off of the prospects. The prospects have it around to the middle. Shot deflected out by Merrill. Another shot saved by Merrill. Another save by Merrill. Ooh, sorry. Another shot. Oh. So a couple quick shots there with some saves, and then they bring it around behind the net to the top of the circle there. Shot and goal. So I was not paying attention whether we were still on a penalty kill at that point or not. So I don't know if we were full strength or ended there. So 2:41 left. Giesman trying to get to that puck. Knob picks this up. The puck leaks out to the corner. The prospects are there with the shot. Thankfully, it went inside of the net. Centering pass by the prospects. Prospects have it at the point. Dump it down. Prospects centering, broken up by the Mustangs. Prospects from the point. Shot saved by Merrill. Another save by Merrill and cover. So 2:14 left in the third period. The Mustangs are still winning, but now the score is 5-4, so the deficit is only 1. So we have Eichfeld, Bildu, Downey, Knob, and Brooks on a faceoff to the right of Merrill. So Downey with the faceoff goes over to the boards. Knob tries to hit this up, gets it to Downey. Downey brings it into the neutral zone. Downey with some speed. Downey's shot saved by the goalie. So 2:02 left in the third period. We'll have a face-off to the right of the goalie. So Downey with the face-off goes towards Biladu. The prospects pick this up. They have some speed in neutral zone. Cross-ice pass. Knob breaks that up. Saved by Merrill. So we'll face off to the right of Merrill. Eichfeld, Downey, Biladu, Knob. I think that's still Brooks out there. So Knob bounces that puck up, but the prospects keep it in. Glove pass or hand pass though. Outside the zone for that hand pass. 1:48 left in the third period. Moore, Williams, Lugar, Knob, and Brooks. So the prospects hit that puck up. Williams keeps it along the blue line. Williams with a shot saved by the goalie. Moore along the boards. The puck leaks out into the neutral zone. Lugar putting pressure along that puck. The puck leaks down to the corner. We have 1:25 left. Knob hits it along the boards. The prospects are there in the corner. Prospects hit this up towards the point. Slap shot wide of the net. Brooks over to the corner. Prospects hit it behind the net. Moore trying to get to that puck. Prospects have it. Centering pass broken up by Lugar and Williams. Williams down. Oh, an empty net goal. So Williams with the empty net goal. So good job there. So 1:02 left in the third period. That'll put the Mustangs up 6-4. So Moore, Zoldi, Wenzel, Wilson, and Steer. So Moore at the face-off. Wenzel trying to get to that puck. The prospects pick it up, dump it down. Steer hits it out into the neutral zone. The goalie will come out to play. Zoldi picks that up. Zoldi with a shot, saved by the goalie. So good job by Zoldi there. 45.9 left in the third period. Mustangs are ahead 6-4. So Moore will take the face off. Goes back to Wilson. Wilson with a shot bounces off the prospects. Zoldi picks off that play, centers it, broken up. Wenzel will go over along the boards. The prospects have this, hit it hard up along the boards. Steer picks this up, sends it over to Wilson. Wilson back to Steer, 29 seconds left. Steer up through the neutral zone, and that'll be icing. So 24.1 seconds left in the third period. We'll see if they pull the goalie or not. Yep, so it looks like they're pulling the goalie, empty net. So it'll be 6-on-5 because of the empty net. So the faceoff goes towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld hits this up and rolling puck just wide of the net. Eichfeld trying to get to that puck. The prospects have this. Eichfeld picks it off. Eichfeld tries to wrap it around. Eichfeld gets it to Downey, and Downey in on another empty net. So the Mustangs get that second empty net goal in. 7-4. 8.5 seconds left in the third period. So it's still an empty net for them. So it's a 6-on-5. Downey sends it down, but the prospects player is there. 3 seconds left. Billadou putting pressure, and that'll be the end of the game. So at the end of the game, the Mustangs win 7-4. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, we'll be coming to you again 6:30 p.m. tonight, but this time we'll be coming to you closer to the Cleveland area. So we're going to go head in our cars, and hopefully you guys have a relaxing rest of your afternoon. We'll see you later.